They did it, guys. They finally added my favorite MiG-21 of all time. Of course, it had to be this aircraft, the MiG-21 Bison, or the UPG, okay? Hello guys, once again, it's Matt. Another video from the dev server. You know the drill. Thank you all the members, patrons. Make sure to subscribe. And we're going to test it out, the great MiG-21 Bison. I didn't flew it yet, but it is an interesting aircraft. What do you need to know about this aircraft? This is a MiG-21 bis upgrade, okay? So, Tumansky R-25, one of the greatest engines ever made in the sense of this type of aircraft, in this type of weight, and in this type of turbojet. But yeah, the Copio 21 actually was introduced here instead of the Sapphire. So of course it needed a new radar. This is a beast that got upgraded, so it needed a new radar, of course. So the Copio radar is here. This is the same radar used in the Su-39 in the pod, you know. So yeah, and because of this radar, you can have some very interesting toys like the R-27 and the R-73, as you see over here. You cannot use these missiles in any position. As you see, the R-73 is just for the R-73, the drop tank, and the 500 Mark 82 bomb, which is kind of funny. But then the R-27, you can take only the R-27s, which is kind of odd. I mean, why don't you have the ability to use more R-73s? I will never understand. But also, of course, some NATO bombs. The S-8K, which is the normal rocket from that aircraft. But also the Cap 500, which is pretty cool, right? And in the middle, of course, you can take the fuel tank. So it's not the most amazing. There are a lot of things missing from these payloads. Of course, this is a dev server, so we have to wait. I still believe that this aircraft deserves the R-77. It did use the R-77, if I'm not mistaken, in real life, and he even fired on an F-16s. So this aircraft needs to have the R-77. I don't care if it's 12.3, 12.7, or even 13.0. This thing needs the R-77, man. It would be the most fun thing ever. So please, guys, add the R-77 on this thing. So yeah, this skin is, of course, for the Indian Air Force, 12.0 right now. It has a lot of countermeasures. As you see, it has more countermeasures than the older MiG-21s in a different position as well, which is kind of cool to see. It has a different canopy, as you see, to improve the sighting in landings, air-to-ground rolls, and everything like that for the pilot. A new HUD, a new cockpit, everything like that. But it's still the good old MiG-21. The downside of this aircraft, it's a premium. It's for the UK, which is good and bad at the same time. It's amazing that we see this type of aircraft for the UK, because the UK really does need something like this. But at the same time, I was hoping that the Soviets would receive the 93, which is the prototype for this, but we didn't get it. So hopefully it's an event vehicle or something in the future. So yeah, let's stop talking and just fly this thing on a test flight, because I just want to like fly this thing. This thing is, oh my god, I love this thing. I really do love it. A MiG-21 with R-73s, and I didn't even mention that apparently, I mean, look, oh my god, look at this cockpit. Way more modern cockpit. Of course, it's the same basis of the Bison, Jesus Christ. But yeah, but of course it has some upgrades done to it. So of course the RWR over there, the MFD, and the HUD, obviously. So yeah, let's take off. This is an insta buy for me, man. Before you like even ask, is it worth it? Yes, it's worth it, in my opinion. Maybe not the $70 that it's probably going to cost, or 75 or whatever. But if you have the money from selling vehicles and stuff, or maybe even from your own money if you have to spare, this is one of the best premiums in the game, in my opinion. One of the coolest ones. And yes, it has an HMD, guys. It has a HMD, like a helmet, right? I mean, let me try to use, yeah, as you see, it has the helmet mounted sight, which is the coolest thing ever. Oh my god, this thing needs the R-77. If it gets the R-77, it will be the coolest thing ever, man. R-73, I don't even need to mention too much about it. Of course, for the... Let me drop this fuel tank. For the radars, we have the R-27R. It's the normal one, it's not the ER, but still it is a pretty amazing missile. And for this BR, it's pretty alright actually. You just have to kind of know that there are MiG-29s with R-27ERs, but the MiG-29s that have in this BR the R-27ERs, they don't have the R-73, so it's a win-lose situation depending on how you look at it. The flares go up, as you see. And yeah, the radar. So let's take a look on the radar. So it is a pretty good radar, as you see. It has the pulse Doppler mode, medium PRF, medium pulse repetition frequency, you know. The range goes up to 100 kilometers. Probably doesn't have a lot of range like that. Let's see, depending on the target, it's probably between like 40, 50 and 80, but still it is pretty good. You have the TWS mode in medium PRF as well, which is pretty good. You have the Search PD HDN for longer ranges, which is pretty cool. You have the TWS HDN, so it's a very, very modern radar, guys. It's more modern than something like the F-15C in the sense of modes, you know, it has more modes than that. So it is a pretty interesting radar. Has less range, of course, but it's a smaller radar, less power output, but still. And then we have this, the Search Pulse Doppler GTM. This is the ground mode, guys. This is a MiG-21 with a ground radar. Yes. Yes. It has a ground radar. And it has a TWS ground radar. So, of course, the ground targets need to be moving, if I'm not mistaken, because it's how it works. But we're gonna get closer to see if that's the case, because they changed it so much on the ground radar. No, they are working, right? Yeah, they're working. See? Yeah, they're working on targets that are moving. Right there, so I think the targets need to be moving. Yeah, it needs to be moving, right? So I'm locking onto those targets right there. So let me actually return to the hangar and get the cobs and actually use the ground radar to find a target, okay? So this is going to be like, oh my god, I love this thing already. Just give me, like, oh my god. I just want this thing forever. This is my new favorite aircraft. I mean, my SMT with R-77s has to be still my favorite, right? But this thing is close behind it. It's probably, I'm gonna have more fun with this thing than with the Su-27SM, I gotta say. And even the F-15, the Sea Harrier that I was waiting for, all of those aircraft, they are pretty amazing. But I mean, come on, it's a MiG-21 that it's modernized until like the sky, and this opens up for a lot of things. This is why I love this type of thing. For example, the Brazilian aircraft is being added right now, right? The EMX. And there is an aircraft that Brazil uses until this day that it's heavily modified, just like a MiG-21 Bison. And that's the F5EM, right? It has the most modern missiles that you can see out there, apart from like the R-74 and the E-9X and Python 5s and stuff. Although it can take Python 5s, but I don't remember. Yeah, we use Python 5s. Yeah, I don't even know. I mean, it's on par with those missiles, right? The Python 5, the Derby. So imagine an F5 with that. It would be fun as well, right? So hopefully they add it in the future. So we got a little bit of distance. Let's find the targets. Here we go. And then, of course, you can just go there and it's not really going for it, but you can find a target, right? I mean, what is this doing? Let's see if it goes to the target. Yeah, I mean, you still have to kind of aim to the target. I'm too fast. Oh no. But you can at least like find the targets. He has a delay, but I still got him. So he has the problem that you need to still like point to the target and aim, but it doesn't matter, right? I mean, you still have a radar to find ground targets, which is the coolest thing ever. So yeah, guys, this is the Bison. This is the MiG-21UPG. It's the coolest MiG-21 ever to exist, in my opinion. Hopefully it gets the R-77. And I mean, this skin is already amazing, but there are some very cool skins for these aircraft, so hopefully we get those as well. And yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to subscribe, and I see you guys on the next one.